important thing is that as a reality that you may find also in other countries, health is represents 8.4, and now it's even a little bit more of this, of the GDP, when you consider it, all the factors related to the health field, production of vaccines, services, the involvement of personnel and so forth. In this way, we've been pointing the importance of thinking the politics of development and production related to this important role that health plays in terms of the GDP, and especially the fact that we have a very important buying power of the state, since the health budget is the second largest budget of the country. This, of course, in our case, has it reflects also the shaping of what we call the universal health system in Brazil, and the idea that we have this embedded in our constitution as health as a right of the citizens and a duty of the state makes this field a very special area for state intervention, not only directly in health, but as we will see, also the process of politics of production, development, and so forth. Here is something that has been conceptualized, and especially by a friend of ours, who is now the head of the Secretary of Science and Technology, together with other people, and Cruz, it was an important niche to conceptualize and develop this idea of trying to think of the health industrial complex and innovation also as a systematic way. And these are a very schematic way of presenting the different areas related to this complex. The industrial sectors, both the chemical and biotechnological industries, mechanical, electronic, and materials industries, and the health services. It's very important, this link with health service, because it is here that all the innovations that will come to the market in what happens here in terms of shaping protocols, deciding what kind of equipment, deciding which kind of drugs will be used by the health system. This has a very strong impact in the whole chain of the innovation field in the production area. And one of the instruments we have to deal with this aspect was the creation of this coordinating body, which is called GCs, the group of the health industrial complex, that involves many representations from ministries, industries, and so forth, from the biopharma regulation, the Ministry of Science and Technology, of planning, and many other areas, including also the most important social and development bank of Brazil, which is the BNDES, which plays a very important role in this area. So this is a body that is now representing one important program of the federal government, which is called Brasil Maior, would be a bigger Brazil, a Brazil more developed, a Brazil, which is, so they represent the competitive, the idea of having the aspects of this program, which is for the whole country and for the whole area of development, in the health field. In this body, we come into agreement on which are the important features from epidemiological demands, from demands of the health field in terms of service and so forth, which should be the guidelines for the actions of these different agencies. both in terms of the health ministry, in terms of protocols and so forth, but also in the agencies that deal with the funding for development and innovation. Well, one important tools that we've been developing, especially during the last, I would say, 8-10 years, is the production of the PDPs. I won't go into much details here because the time is short, but just to give you an idea, since 2009, we had 31 PDPs with the participation of 32 public and private laboratories. And this is the effect in terms of economy, generation of the health field is estimated in terms of 550 million reais a year. In terms of the general economy, the effects it has for very different links, it goes to 1.8 billion a year in terms of the health ministry budget. So this is a very important tool, and Cruz participates in this. Most of these PDPs, I think it's about 20 of them, Cruz is involved. As I told you about the Brasil Maior already, we had very important measures in terms of public policies in Brazil. I won't go into details, but it's been about 8-10 years, Brazil has been having new legislation in terms of innovation, incentives for this area. And quite recently, we had one important tool, which was to have the possibility of buying with some advantages from the companies which will incorporate innovation in our country. So the health ministry may buy products which could be up to 25% in the case of biopharmaceuticals, more expensive if they incorporate, they are done in the country, if they're national companies, which means not a Brazilian owned, but it produces in our country, and which has some features of incorporating and developing new technology. Some aspects I want to go also into details, because I think this will be, other people will be talking about this, just to pinpoint some positive and negative points of the Brazilian health innovation. I should tell you that my presentation is also brings contribution from many people. Sometimes it's not here in the credits, but from Carlos Gadelha, Morel, who's here, will be afterwards giving also some talk to you. So, the credits for this is a production that I've been using a lot of work done by different people. Some positive points, we have this idea that it's a country providing health policies and strategies. I told you about the importance also of the unified health systems. We have an excellent base research. I think Morel will talk about this. We have a structured civil postgraduate area in Brazil. And Brazil was minimally affected by brain drain. Actually, now we have a movement which is the other way around. Because of the fact that Brazil is evolving economically and is having a very important role in terms of international geopolitics and so forth, and also because of the crisis that we have in the developed countries, we are having the opportunity of bringing people from abroad to Brazil in a way that was not thought possible 2 decades ago. When the pressure for people to go abroad was intense, and we had this risk of a brain drain, which other countries suffered very deeply. In terms of negative points, we have still a national education system with many questions to be solved. We have the technological sector is lagging in innovation. The investment in science technology is increasing, but it still has to gain to be more robust. And this lack of clear industrial policy in regard of health, I will say that it's changing because of these instruments I mentioned before. In one very important aspects of in our case is because we have an education system which is lagging behind in terms of the needs of the country, and this has important effects on this area. Well, this is a change of perspectives, of a way of seeing the challenges and the idea of innovation, both in terms of the whole country, but also Cruz is internalized this perspective and reshaping the way it thought innovation before. Before it was taken as a natural consequence of basic research. Now we have this idea that we come from the health needs. We think about the end products and what is needed to come to the market, and then we have some inductive way of having the research and development aligned with these macro aspects of the demands and the funding and so forth for this area. Here is also a very schematic presentation of the Cruz innovation system. We, as I told you, we have this possibility of vertical innovation. But we have the research institutes, we have a program which funds through our budget what would be a sort of a seed money to base on the prospection of research which is in course, which will be promising in terms of the possibilities of developing products. And then we have this area of pre-development. In this area of development clinical trials, we're moving to a new stage of our institution because we had already an important factor that having, in the case of vaccine, is the most, I would say, in terms of magnitude and production and technological development, it's the most important site in South America, in the whole of the continent, if you think South America, which is done through biomanguinhos. Also, pharmanguinhos is a very important area of production of drugs. And we think this is a very important advantage because it has a factor of promoting and being able to interact with these areas of research and pre-development, thinking of the possibilities of not innovation itself in these areas of production, but also as pointed to the possibility of end products which will be done in our institution. And we are developing we're inaugurating this year, and it will be fully operational next year. A very important initiative is a prototype plant to do scale up. And then we have our productive units here, as I told you. In terms of the technological management, we have this system which Cruz was pioneers in terms of a few other institutions. When at the time it was not embedded in the culture of our country, the idea of innovation and technological management. We began in 1986, which for our country was a very novelty. And in 2006 we shaped this in this system, which has a central body but has also